Ubisoft finally listened and added a brand new must-have sniper to Far Cry 6 via the weekly insurgencies, so we'll be going over that and way more items that were added. But first, maybe you noticed that there was a small new update for the game. You see the sizes right here. Well, we got some fixes and changes. Maybe you noticed that with the recent update we got a new issue where if you did the reload all weapons mod tactic with a sidearm, you would not see the ammo change in the weapon wheel for the weapon that was like low on ammo. Well, now if you do the reload sidearm tactic, pulling up the weapon wheel, I do see that I get the ammo with my spec. And I'm by the way using the Desert Eagle here and the spec, which you can both get right now at Lola, but more on that in a moment. We were already able to play the Danny Trejo mission 2 weeks ago, but it was clearly unfinished because the second half was missing, and looking at the roadmap, we of course see that it's planned for December. But if you like me, were able to play it before they removed it, then you also saw it in the completed tab in the journal. Well, now with the update, they completely removed it, so we have to wait a few more weeks before we can properly play it. And they note in the patch notes that the push trousers are back when buying the King of the Country bundle after Title Update 2 had launched. And yeah, after booting up the update, I did get the pants back, so that is nice. Also for some people, the 00 pistol was missing. This was also from that bundle and at Lola, but that should also be fixed. And next to the updates, we got many more of these awesome time-limited items. Normally, the unique weapons you get as a reward from the weekly insurgencies are decent at best. They're just some variants of the guns we already have, but because you cannot mod them and they sometimes have weird bullet choices, you're always better off using the regular version. Well, not this week, because we can now get a brand new, never before seen weapon in Far Cry 6, although we did see this SA-50 in Far Cry 4 and 5, but yeah, you can also get it for the first time ever in 6 if you complete the weekly insurgency this week. And these insurgencies of course unlock after finishing the main story of Far Cry 6. Every week a new region gets taken over by the enemy, and by completing all the objectives that appear in the menu, which this week's includes a run of the new Tres Santos map, you are awarded with a ton of moneda and also this EVA sniper rifle, so the SA-50. It was by the way also in Far Cry New Dawn for if you played that. And if you by the way played Far Cry New Dawn, there is something cool waiting for you, but more on that a little later. Let's focus on this amazing sniper. I first of all love the white gold skin, but it's amazing to use too. It comes with a silencer, armor-piercing rounds, and a pretty nice scope, so you can just sit back and very easily kill the enemies. Throw the perception grenade to scan all the enemies in the area, so you can very easily clear them one by one without them noticing anything. And yes, we use the sniper now from higher up, which is nice in combination with the first mod, which improves damage to enemies below you, although of course with a headshot every enemy is a one-hit kill anyways. You also got the improved suppressor cooling rate, and this basically means, as you see right here, that your silencer cannot overheat. I'm shooting here as fast as I can, but by the point that the silencer is close to overheating, I have to reload, so then it cools down, and when I can shoot again, the silencer is back to normal. So you basically have an unlimited suppressor, which is kind of crazy. And yes, the fire rate, as you already saw, is wild for a bolt action rifle compared to other snipers. Only the SVD is higher, although that's of course a slightly different sniper. And to be fair, you see that the EVA outclasses the weapon in almost every way except for stealth, but you're not getting detected when far away anyways when using this weapon. Same for the Yaron SRA, only the magazine of that gun is slightly higher. It's better than the carbine in any way, just like the MVP .50, and even the Eastern Front with the overclock mod, which increased the damage, cannot compete with this brand new sniper. And this is all with the same attachments. And what is crazy is that you can make this weapon even better with the brand new FND gloves, which greatly improve weapon sway. Here you see the sniper without the gloves, and now I put them on. This will totally help you score those headshots even more easily, but I'm not sure if you know this, you can also turn off the radical sway in the gameplay settings. And this totally feels like cheating, but if you do turn on the setting, then the gloves are basically useless. Although I would just play with the gloves instead of tweaking the settings. And these gloves are part of the full Defector set, which you can now buy at Lola for 400 moneda a piece. I think it looks awesome. It doesn't seem based on any other armor set we have in the game so far. While that was the case for the other new gear sets that Lola has been selling, we got some defense for almost all the damage types on the vest, which is similar to the leader set chest, which you get near the end of the game. So if you already have that, then buying this one for the perk is not needed. Although again, I like the look. We got major armor piercing protections on the legs, which is quite good as a lot of the higher rank enemies will be using those bullets against you. So having the extra defense is nice. And the boots are pretty interesting because normally you are quite slow during the manual heal animation, like you see right here. And even with the parkour set, which of course known for its increased movement speed, you still walk very, very slow while patching yourself up. So by using the boots, which improve movement speed while manually healing, you actually do run faster during this animation, which is kind of nice for if you don't like being so slow. And the beret with the sunglasses from this set slow down detection speed without affecting soldier suspicion. So great for sneaking around, and you see me now use it in combination with the tea time jacket, which has the same perk, but you can stack them. So this jacket is from Helen, from the Watch Dogs pack that they are selling in the Far Cry store. You can now get it for 500 moneda this week only at Lola. So let's look at all the other items Lola is selling this week, including more great weapons. And there are some Ubisoft Connect items you want to grab too. Of course, if you like the Far Cry content here on the channel, then leaving a like on the video would really help me out. And subscribe to miss nothing and be up to date on all the news about future content. While not the highlight of this week, I do still want to mention the Spes 12 Libertad custom variant that is now back in Lola's shop for 500 moneda. If you missed it the first time around, which was 2 weeks ago, then you got another chance to grab it now. And it's overall good to know that these Libertad weapons will be returning often, as we saw with some other variants too. And yes, you already see it in the gameplay. This weapon is a powerhouse. It's my go-to shotgun for short to mid-range. Although with an aimed shot, you can also take some enemies out from further away. Totally get it, upgrade it. In my opinion, it's the best shotgun in the game right now. And we got a brand new Libertad custom variant of the AS-Val. And while you get one near the end of the story and can also buy it in regular vendors after like ranking up, this variant is already better the moment you buy it because of the increased regular damage when we compare it to the regular version, and you can then improve the damage even more with the overclocked mod. You also have 2 mod slots for better MK2 mods, so again, when getting this variant you don't have to use the regular variant anymore. This is of course a rival with a built-in suppressor that cannot overheat, so you will always have silent shot. So it's always smart to use the armor piercing rounds, put the weapon on burst, and then like with one burst you take out every enemy you come across. You can also put the weapon on single shots to not waste unnecessary ammo, but what you will find is that like armored enemies will not die from one single shot, especially on higher ranks. So that's why burst is better. Overall though, because again of that small magazine size, you have to reload often if you do decide to use this weapon in a firefight. So it's mostly great for sneaking around and taking enemies out quietly. Not much to say about the Watch Dogs Desert Eagle you can buy. The gun is of course great in its own right, but the regular damage is lower than that of the Desert Eagle you can of course find in the game by doing the treasure hunt you find over here on the map. Link to my video about the weapon will also be in the video description. You lose 1 mod slot because of the overclocked mod on this Watch Dogs Desert Eagle. I think the skin is pretty cool though. You can put that on the regular Deagle. Still though, for 1000 moneda, it might be a bit too much. It will be gone next week though, so I still think it's worth buying. But yeah, if you're low on moneda, then you might want to skip it, because there's also another like overclocked Desert Eagle that looks even cooler that might show up at some point. Like maybe wait for that. But otherwise, yeah, this Watch Dogs weapon will be gone in 1 week. And maybe you already noticed it, but there are Ubisoft Connect items added as well for if you played previous Ubisoft games. We got a Watch Dogs Legion shirt with the same perk as on the Helen Watch Dogs Legion chest piece. I love this more though, with the skull mask on it, and I of course like red. The Immortal shirt has improved hold breath duration when using snipers. It looks decent, just your typical merchandise Immortal item. And you can get extra gasoline, metal and medicine with the Valhalla shirt. Love the sort of figurehead with the logo. And when wearing this while opening the daily chest in the different hideouts, you actually get double the amount of resources, which is kind of nice. And you already saw it briefly, the amazing helmet from Far Cry New Dawn from the Highwaymen, or actually from the Sisters, the main villain of course in the game. You can now get it in Far Cry 6 if you played Far Cry New Dawn, and it has the same perk that we saw last week on one of the gear items, where enemies quote unquote flee, but instead jog away after doing a takedown. Yeah, no. Yeah, just use it for the transmog, because the helmet is kind of cool. There's, by the way, also a Vaas RPG in the Ubisoft Connect section. We'll go more in depth on the Vaas items in a future video, so totally subscribe for everything Far Cry 6 if you haven't already. A like on the video would really help me out, and check out my big Far Cry Vaas DLC video by clicking on the screen with some tips, my impressions, and way more. For now, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!